I had the pleasure, me and my wife, of being serenaded by you on the Little Mermaid ride back in January. And Ariel got married at age 16. You are getting married at age 21. Could you have gotten married to your Prince Charming at age 16?
No, we both say if we knew each other in high school, we wouldn't have been together today.
I agree.
We were very different people in high school.
No.
Oh, yeah.
The princess and the whatever we call Seth.
The princess of the redneck.
Coming soon to theaters.
Yeah, that's their next big hit.
Buy it. That's good. Redneck. That was actually good, Anna. Very well done. Welcome to another Believe Vacations video article series. I am Brian Pavlick, inviting you to be a believer with us. Oh goodness, we are going to have fun for this video, my friend. Joining me is one of my all-time favorite people just in the world these days. I mean, she really is. She's my Disney daughter. She's just a wonderful friend. And we will address her as Mrs. Annah Williams. But in about, oh gosh, what's
38 days.
In 38 days from this filming, she will then be Miss Anna Billings. So let's just call her Anna and just be happy. Hey, Anna, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
It's so good to see you with all your Halloween stuff. And
had to be festive.
If you sit there and you say, why is the old guy interviewing the young girl? Well, that's part of what we're doing here tonight. We are going to talk about young couples going to Disney. Now, we have joked, and Anna will be the first to tell you, she is 21 years old, which back in July was a very festive celebration. But she has had so many magical moments with Disney throughout her short life, and she may get into it a little bit here. But tonight we're going to talk about why it's important for young couples to still enjoy Disney as it is. So before we get into all of her stories and all of her advice, let's get to know this young princess because she is one of the best. Anna, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you are, how long you've been with our team, kind of your Disney background, girl.
Okay, well, Annah Williams. So I'm in right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. What was the second thing?
I gotta have a laundry list for you. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been with Believe Vacations.
Oh, okay. Since December of 2020. So, well,
you come up on a year. That's right.
And Disney background, just kind of course, grew up with all of like the Disney movies. Didn't really get into going to the parks until about 2015-ish. We took a big family trip for Christmas. That was our Christmas present. And then 2016, that was whenever I turned 16. And so I was like, instead of having a big party, I just want a trip to Disney. And so that's what we did. And now we find an excuse to go every year after that.
Oh, and she had her engagement photos.
I did have my engagement.
Her bachelorette party there.
I did. That was a lot of fun.
Just what a spoiled little. I mean, what a perfect, pretty princess we are dealing with here tonight. No, it is fun. It's been fun, really. And I say this, we're talking about youth and all. It's been funny to see her grow this year alone, just with her engagement. I've met her fiance. He's a hilarious guy, and they're going to be such a cute Disney couple together. We've gotten opportunities to go to Disney together, me and Anna, with our respective families and just on different trips. And it's always fun to see different perspectives. When we interviewed Robin and Vicky back in the spring, we heard about grandparents at Disney, and that was so fun. But sometimes we realize there's a gap in between children and parents, and that's where Anna fits in. So if you're kind of that college age, kind of career age, and you're thinking about it, you're going to use Anna's advice for sure. So the first question that everybody wants to know at your age, Anna, why is it important for you to still go to Disney at your age? You could be now 21, you could be going to Vegas, you could be going all these places. Why is it still Disney for you?
I guess just because like a sense of childhood nostalgia. And now, like getting to this age, like I have a mortgage and I have to have a job and I have to pay bills. And so it's like just going to Disney and eating just a little Mickey ice cream bar, looking at the castle. You're just not in your world of paying bills anymore. Like those bills don't exist in that moment. And so it's just kind of a nice sense of like escapism.
No, and that's for grown adults as well. Is we want to go back into something where, that's what Walt did when he built. Just, I don't want the world that we currently live in to be anywhere near it, and that's why it's all secluded in Central Florida. But you're right, you are now in this new life journey of these responsibilities that you've never had before. Why not try to hold on to some childhood things, as you said? And that's a great advice there. So, now let's talk just a little bit as an agent. When you plan, people would come to you and they say, I want to plan for me, my wife, and my kids. When you plan for young adults, is there anything that you take into consideration that you might not take into consideration, or that you may really hone in on when you're planning for young adults?
Mostly, I think whenever I'm planning for like kids, they're going to want to meet the characters. They want to meet Mickey Mouse. They want to meet all the princesses. And like, I like doing that stuff too. And young adults like doing that stuff too, but we don't necessarily have to make our whole trip about that. And so a lot of times, like if I'm talking to a family, I'm like, oh, your daughter's turning 5, like y'all are taking a family trip for their birthday. These are the best dining places to meet all the princesses and meet Mickey and Minnie and stuff. But then I planned my best friend's honeymoon to Disney, and they didn't really care to have a dinner with Mickey Mouse or like seeing all the princesses come meet them. So there's a little bit different, and like the different like ride recommendations and different restaurants you're able to kind of recommend, like the bars and stuff at Disney Springs that you can't necessarily recommend to families with 5-year-olds.
Yep.
So.
No, that was the weirdest thing in the world. We were with you at Wine Bar George and you were 20, and it was like, maybe in about 6 months. And then in 6 months, it was like, oh, well, Anna's found Mexico and Epcot. Here we go. So there you go. Is there still a magical moment when you go into the parks at your current age? You're not too far removed, like you said, from whether it was high school trips or Sweet 16 parties or whatever. And I know it's different for me as a dad than it was as a kid. And your age, again, you could be doing the other trips all over the place. Is there still a little bit of magic when you walk in and see the castle for the first time, or you go in and you do that ride? Tell us a little bit about if it's a different level of magic, great, or if it's still magical regardless of your age.
It's still magical, I think, just because I have certain memories attached to those different things. So like Little Mermaid, that was one of my favorite movies. So that's one of my favorite rides in the park, even though most people typically probably wouldn't care for the Little Mermaid ride. It's like, because I've kind of grown up with those things, and they do hold a special place just because I have grown up with them. It's just that feeling of being attached to those things. Or like Happily Ever After, the fireworks show, that was really special to me because that's going to be our first dance song. And so it's like those certain things I'm able to attach with certain things, like those different rides or experiences.
No, that's a good point. I appreciate you bringing up the fact that you grew up with Little Mermaid. See, when you were born, it was on its like 10th anniversary release. When I was born, I was coming out when it was coming out when I was 10. So there's the difference there. You mentioned going with your family and the difference there. Is there a big difference when you went with your family as opposed to going with Seth or with some girls at this age? What's kind of the big differences there now for you?
So it's definitely different. My mom is like such a planner person. She will plan, like whenever we go to Disney, she will plan what she's eating at what time and from the place. She's like, I'm going to get a Casey's Corner hot dog at 12:15 p.m. And like, she plans it down to that. And I'm the kind of person on my trips, I don't plan a single thing. Like, I'm like, okay, we're going to Magic Kingdom that day. And that's kind of the extent of my planning. And so Seth is very much the same way. So we're kind of able to just kind of wake up and do our own thing and just go with the flow, because you never know what's going to happen at Magic Kingdom. It's magical every corner.
I know. We've been there. The water cannons may be off. You never know. That's joke number one.
The water cannons were off. on Splash Mountain.
Go Kyle. One question I didn't send you ahead of time, spoiler alert, I sent questions ahead of time. You really get into the Disney bounding. When we saw each other in July, you had your little Daisy Duck outfit. My daughter is now copying you with some of these outfits that you've recommended. Thank you very much for that. Ears, all the good stuff. Are you finding that to be kind of the thing you want to do now at Disney is kind of, instead of, well, maybe I used to dress as a princess, but I'm not really ready to go with the mom look. Is Disney bounding kind of where you're falling on all this when you go and you bring and you pack for Disney now?
Yeah, it's a fun way to kind of include some of your favorite things, but to not feel like you're still 5 in a little princess dress, or feel like you are aging yourself up, like wearing the Disney mom shirts or whatever. So it's kind of fun to express different ways. And I love like going to the parks and seeing all the different people wearing their kind of Disney bound outfits. I'm like, oh, they wore that outfit because of this. Or like even our engagement pictures, I planned our outfits based off of the castle. So I was in a pink dress that matched the color of the castle, and Seth was in a blue suit. So it's just kind of fun to play off of those different things. Yeah. And it makes me feel more creative sometimes when I do that.
Oh, those engagement photos, they're still some of the more just gorgeous photos I've seen. Just very creative. Like you said, you were able to get maskless photos. I mean, there's a whole fun story to it, but of course those in front of the castle and everything. I mean, it was cool.
A little trouble for the maskless picture.
Yeah, it's whatever. You're only engaged hopefully once. So, tell me a little bit about Seth, not just to rat on him when he's not here. That's not fair. We can't pick on him. That'd be terrible. But how has it been getting him to share kind of the same love that you have for Disney?
It's actually been a lot easier than I expected. One of our trips, because since he's a firefighter, he has a really weird schedule. And so every third weekend, he has 4 days off. And so we'll try to plan fun things on those weekends because it's hard to do throughout the week. And so he actually was like, hey, I have a 4-day. Do you want to go to Disney? And I was like, yes, you don't even have to ask. Go ahead and book it. So that was kind of fun. But before we met, he only went to Disney just one time. And they did like a Disney Universal trip. And he was kind of the person that was like, yeah, I preferred Universal more, but Disney was cool. Been there, done that. Probably don't ever need to go back. But now, now he's wearing mouse ears and wanting to go to the parks. And it was actually a really easy transition. And I think just from him being able to see it from a different person's perspective, was like me, someone obsessed with Disney, and knowing a lot about the parks. And so we'll walk past these different things and I'm telling him fun facts about this random light post or something. So he's kind of able to look at Disney through a different lens. He's kind of noticing different things that most people that don't really know much about Disney don't typically notice.
And like Seth, your entire bridal party, because of you, is now a Country Bear Jamboree fan.
Oh, yes. The best attraction.
Thank you, dear. So good. That was a core memory day introducing you.
Yes.
Let me ask you just kind of your typical day. Young adult, very tempted to you could go either way. Are you an early riser? You got a rope drop, or are you sleeping in and getting your beauty rest and staying out late? Where do you kind of fall on this?
I am definitely a night owl. So me and waking up early do not match. we don't get along. So we typically sleep in till about 10 to get to the parks about lunchtime. And then we just stay until parks close.
Okay, so you just sleep in.
Yeah. So we typically do that, but I would like to be a rope drop person, but I just cannot be a rope drop person.
Enough with us. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time. We're up. All right, Anna, it is time for what I'm going to call the lightning round. Now, I'm going to give you about 5, 6 different topics, and you have to tell me your favorite. Of course, this is just to help young adults, just to say, oh, I like that too, or I don't like that. So this is just Anna's opinion. She does not speak for all young adults, but who knows, she may speak for you. So, Anna, if I'm to ask you, what is your favorite attraction in any park in Walt Disney World, you say?
A lot. Tower of Terror, probably number one, just because even though I ride it all the time, but every time I get on it, it makes me scared. I love Soarin'. I love Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom. That's a good one. Flight of Passage, also a good one. And of course, Country Bears.
Thank you. I was waiting. I knew it was just for dramatic purposes.
I had to save the best for
And of
last.
course, your girl Ariel.
My girl Ariel, gotta love her.
This woman sings the whole ride. It's amazing. She quotes it better than I quote Country Bear Jamboree. All right. Who is your favorite character? You talked earlier about character meet and greets. I know they're in a different place. If there was a character right now that you could run up and go talk to and hug and love on, get a picture with, who's that character?
Okay, well, I have different characters I have like subsections. Darth Vader's my favorite Star Wars character. Even my cat's name is Darth Vader. My favorite princesses, Ariel, Belle, and Pocahontas, just because whenever I was little, I thought I was Pocahontas. My favorite sidekicks, Flounder, Olaf, and Miko. And then my favorite Pixar characters, Doug, Nemo, and mine just went blank. Oh, Mike was asking, how did I forget him? So on brand for him too, to be forgotten.
Okay, obviously she came prepared with notes. I like it. That's fine. Your favorite restaurant? I know, quick service or table service or whatever. When I just say favorite restaurant, you're answering however you want anyway. Why do I just want to favorite restaurant?
Fun fact, not favorite quick service, but one time Seth did ask me if I could go to one park for the rest of my life. I could not decide, and it sent me to like a downward spiral, like crisis mode kind of thing. So, favorite table service, Hoop-de-Doo Review. Love that one.
Very good.
And my favorite quick service is Casey's and Ronto Roasters.
Is it the corn nuggets that get you?
Yes, every time. Sorry, my dog's being loud in the background.
And then Ronto Roasters, I agree with you. Thank you again, Uncle Kyle and Uncle Eric. I love those places. So what is your favorite snack?
My favorite snack, the chicken fried rice at Yak and Yeti Quick Service at Animal Kingdom, the best, and the corn right outside of the safaris.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Very cool. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, likes the pickles. I don't know if you knew that or remember that, but yeah.
I've never had their pickles, but everybody
Oh, they're good.
What's so different from like a regular pickle?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Disney pickle.
It's a Disney thing.
Like we even researched the company to see if you could buy them online. It's terrible. We'll write a letter.
Okay.
Favorite resort?
Animal Kingdom Lodge and Art of Animation, just because of the Little Mermaid rooms, and in their giant chandelier that they have with all of the pieces of the different parts of animation. Jodie Benson actually signed the one of Ariel, so I like that.
Knowledge, kids. I don't know where she gets it. She was not out of this shell a year ago this time, I promise you. Well, that was good. Okay, so we're in the lightning round. Yay, Anna survived. She did good. No, and that's fun. And obviously she has a passion, folks. And that's why she's just fun. She's a fun person to be around. She's a great agent. And she brings a unique perspective. No, she does not have the age of some of our other agents. And she's been here a year. But she does have a great perspective. She's awesome with kids. So if you do have, little ones, this is an agent who can help plan and say, I can give you some good points on where to go. If you're an older couple, she knows what to do because, again, she hopes to be you one day. And then again, for you young adults, if you just want somebody who's on your level, who says, yeah, Anna, I got a budget, I got a mortgage, I got this, I got that, and the other, I really don't have a lot of time, but I, like Anna, can just drive down one day or a few days. Talk to this girl. I have run all your contact information, by the way, so people know how to get in touch with you. That's Facebook and Instagram. But Anna, as we close up our fun time together, sad times, what is one piece of advice that you wish all young couples knew?
Whenever you go to Disney, have a general idea, but don't sweat it if your plan doesn't go exactly the way you wanted it to, because there's always something that will come up. The line might be too long, or you might get a magic moment and it might throw your plan off a little bit. So just kind of go with the flow and just roll with it and just enjoy it. Just enjoy yourself and your time in the Disney bubble.
Well, that was as precious as can be. Thank you very much for that. No, seriously, guys, Anna will help you in any way. She will come up with a plan with you, but she'll also allow you to have some flexibility. So there you go. All right. Hey, last question. How many pair of ears are you up to now?
27.
And with that, folks, we are out of time. Because even though she has a mortgage, she can still spend on some ears when she wants.
Always. Got to add that to the budget.
Out of here before we get in trouble. Anna, thank you for your time. It's always so fun to catch up with you. For everybody else, thank you. And we will see everybody real soon. What bothers me, you have never lived in a year that started with 1.
What do you mean? Oh, like 19. I was like, I lived in 2001. Okay, I got what you mean now.
This is going to be great.
I got you now.
Start the show.